superhero.
Our AC is out.
Duty calls, kids.
If your AC is running but not cooling, making loud noises, or your home's too humid, now you can schedule an appointment online at SnyderAC.com.
You're my hero, Snyder Man.
CAC 1813307.
Are you effectively promoting your business over the internet? Have you kept up with changes in tax laws and regulatory requirements? What effect will artificial intelligence have on reaching potential customers? Fortunately, SCORE can help you discover the answer to these different questions as well as gain valuable insights from subject matter experts. SCORE conducts webinars on a range of business topics. You can attend almost all these webinars at no cost. Just click on the Take a Workshop tab at score.org/Jacksonville to see the calendar and to register for the one you're interested in.
You're invited to shop at Eartha's Farm and Market every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're a market of fresh and affordable farm-to-table produce that comes from our 10.5-acre urban farm, 4850 Moncrief Road. Join us for volunteering, classes, and farming demonstrations. Interested in becoming a vendor or volunteer? Call 904-354-4162 or visit our Eartha's Farm and Market Eventbrite page. Eartha's Farm and Market wants to be your favorite produce market. This initiative benefits the Clara White Mission.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Sources tell ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski the Bucks preparing to be without star Giannis Antetokounmpo for the start of their first-round playoff series against the Pacers, but hope treatment on his calf strain will allow him to play at some point in the series. Whether or not Giannis plays won't impact the series outcome, believes First Take host Stephen A. Smith.
With how explosive Indiana is, I think that they're a locomotive that Milwaukee is incapable of neutralizing. So my attitude is, I wasn't surprised by this news. I didn't expect him to start, but I'm anticipating he's going to be back, and I still got Indiana winning this series.
Blake Griffin, top overall pick in the 2009 NBA draft, announced his retirement from the league. Michigan, that got 3 years probation, was fined and hit with recruiting restrictions for recruiting violations during the pandemic under former football coach Jim Harbaugh. Rory McIlroy told the Golf Channel he plans to finish his career on the PGA Tour, denied a report he'd been offered $850 million to move to LIV Golf. Baseball Hall of Fame manager Whitey Herzog has died at the age of 92.
Feeling great starts with a great shave, and great shaves start with Barbasol Shaving Cream. That's Barbasol Shaving Cream, an American classic for over 100 years. Close Shave America. Close Shave Barbasol.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
You ready? Yeah. Turn off your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Schachter Show. A little delayed on the start. My apologies. I'm wearing somebody else's headphones. Now, if you don't work in radio, maybe you don't understand what kind of a violation this is. What kind of a weird feeling this is. It's one thing if you got a friend who's like willing to give you a jacket, even a shirt after it's been through the laundry. Brian, I don't know how you feel about this. Brian Middleton on the other side of the glass, by the way. Welcome to the show.
What's up, man?
If you got a friend who offers you pants, you accept pants if you need them?
Personal foul.
Okay. So that means you're definitely not accepting a bathing suit. No, you're not. For those of you who aren't fluent in reading silence, you're not accepting a bathing suit. That means you're definitely not accepting socks, right?
Nah, socks are different.
What? You're gonna turn down.
All of these are coming from.
Yeah, you're not taking dirty clothes off of somebody.
Well, I don't know, man. You're a habitual line stepper, so I don't know how you're setting this up. Let me just be clear with you.
Habitual line stepper.
Yeah.
Here comes the line stepper, murderer. I'm the lyrical gangsta. I'm just saying, here's my point. I consider using someone's headphones that aren't your own on the same line as wearing somebody else's socks. Or worse. Might be a little pair of underwears. Drawers. How do you say that word? Drawers.
I'm sure if you look under a microscope, if you looked at those ear cups, you know?
Oh, believe me, yeah.
There's all types of stuff growing.
All kinds of weird insects and animals crawling into my ears now.
And we used to know everybody basically who was coming in and out of this studio, but nowadays...
Not anymore.
So, you know...
A hotbed of insect infestation, possibly.
And that's the people we're talking about. I got to be real with you, though, Aaron. I think that you took it out. So maybe in your office. I specifically saw you walk out yesterday.
No, I normally do that every day, but then I bring them back the next day. Yeah. No, I don't know if you know this. I'm on the radio in a couple of different places here.
Oh, okay. My bad. You are a big deal.
I am a big deal.
I keep forgetting that.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you missed that part. You missed that memo.
I forget it every day, by the way.
Yeah. I forgive you. I'll tell you who else is a big deal, Brian. If you like a segue, Trevor Lawrence is a big deal, especially for Jaguars fans. And Trevor Lawrence went to the podium today. It's the offseason workout program. It's been going on down at Everbank Stadium since, I guess, what's today? Is today Tuesday? I believe yesterday was the first day. So the boys have been out there for 2 days, getting to know the new guys, recapping what happened at the end of last year, looking forward to this year, talking about all those plans. And then they marched Trevor out to the podium to meet with the Jacksonville media. Ooh. The vaunted Jacksonville media. Now, back in the day, Brian, when I used to go over these press conferences, I would often notice some bad questions that were asked. I think maybe it's unfair to call them bad questions, only because sometimes a bad question elicits an answer and you get a story out of it. So for someone to ask a bad question and it to get a good answer, I feel like it's tough to call it a bad question because you got the answer, or maybe you got an answer you were looking for. But I do think that there are questions asked where you can pause, turn to the person and go, why? What are you doing here? What's the purpose of this question? And so Trevor Lawrence spoke to the media for 15 minutes. I believe there were roughly 14 or 15 questions asked, as Trev likes to go around a minute with his answers. I got 3 of them that are not good out of the whole presser. So I'll get to those last. And for those of you members of the media listening, as you tend to do, maybe just don't raise your hand if that was you, because you don't want to take credit for these. But I'll tell you who shined in the press conference, Brian.
Who?
Our old buddy, Brian Martineau.
Hey, man.
TV's Burt Martineau out there. Not only did he have some good questions, once again, holding people's feet to the fire. But he got 3 in out of like the 13 or 14. I mean, you keep that up, you'll be on the same status as me out there. You got to be careful.
Well, I was about to say, man, listen, he's trying to,
I like it. I told you, I
like
it when folks in the media are aggressive. I don't care what station you work for. I'll give you your props for it. I'll give them credit.
Like your buddy. Okay. I
got
got you.
All of them. Any of them. Any of the media members who don't wait for etiquette and rules to get the job done. I can get with that.
Okay.
I want the media to be aggressive. Shout out to the media. That's not usually what we get in these press conferences. Not at all. And I'm not saying that's necessarily what it was like today. It's not like Brent's out there throwing haymakers at Trevor Lawrence. I'm just saying he has some questions that I kind of liked. For instance, you're watching the rest of the division load up on offense. Do you think you got enough weapons here? I like that question. I'll tell you why I like that question. Because we heard a report. Let me do the air quotes. We heard a report that Trev's like, yeah, I'll take the Tom Brady deal. Just get me some weapons. Well, that implies he doesn't think he has them. So Brent asked, great question. He also asked, Do you expect Press Taylor to be the play caller this year? That's the number one question on everybody's mind.
Wild pressure. That's nasty work, Martineau.
Look at Martineau.
That's nasty work, Martineau.
Rope a dope out of the corner.
Right, I'm texting Brent right now while you tell me that. That's
Throw
wild.
the punch, do a little dodge, come back with a follow-up, and he did. He followed it up with, how much do you view this as your offense? So in the context of the question before it, basically, everyone's talking about Doug play calling versus Press play calling. But how much do you feel like this is you play calling? Is this your offense? Do you even care who the voice in the helmet is? I thought these were good questions by Martineau.
Oh, yeah.
Good job. Way to go, buddy. But I have broken these questions down into 3 categories. Where do you want to start, Brian? First category will be unfinished business from last season. Second category would be news and updates from the offseason. And third category would be looking forward to 2024.
None of those strike me as
you don't like any of those. You don't like any of those categories.
Whatever falls under or closely enough to the one where it sounds like he says he doesn't have the weapons. He'll take the Tom Brady deal.
You want to go there first?
Looking forward, maybe?
Okay.
Is that would fall under that?
That would be looking forward to 2024 season. Yeah. All right. So you want to start there? We'll start there.
Yeah, man.
So Brent kicking us off in the press conference, essentially, on the Aaron Schachter Show. By the way, 904-362-9901 if you want to jump in. Brent asks, Trev, you're watching the rest of the division load up on offense. Do you think you got enough weapons here?
Yeah, I do. Stuff happens every offseason. You know, I think it's you gotta still play the season. You got to play 17 games, and a lot can happen, and everyone wants to make a huge deal in the offseason of different moves that happen. And, yeah, I mean, we have a really good division. There's no denying that. You know, we got good quarterbacks, good offenses, good defenses. It's a really competitive division. But for us, it doesn't change anything. You're going to have to go through all these teams anyways if you want to go win a Super Bowl. So you're not gonna dodge and get to play teams that aren't very good. There's really not that many in the league anyways.
I mean, let the point not be lost on you. There really aren't too many awful, awful teams in the NFL. There are teams that are perennial playoff teams. There are teams that seem dominant week to week. And there are teams that you don't really believe in. But that being said, we've seen parity in this league. We saw last year the Rams, who I think everybody left for dead before the season started, go to the playoffs. We saw the Cardinals, who I felt were in the same boat. You couldn't name the starters on the Cardinals last season. And they ended up having a decent run halfway through the season once they got their new coach and players all on the same page. You know, you've seen other teams that you thought were going to be dominant, I thought were going to be dominant, like the Chargers, fall short. And so Trevor's point isn't lost on me. You may see things in the offseason and go, man, on paper, this team is kind of stacked. And then you get to the regular season, it just doesn't work that way. So fine. But the spirit of the question shouldn't be lost on him either. Basically, Brent is going, hey, Trev, Danielle Hunter and Stephon Diggs on the Texans. You got Calvin Ridley and a brand new left tackle and center over there on the Titans to pair with Tony Pollard. I mean, even the Colts did a little bit of work. They brought back Michael Pittman Jr., signed a couple of important pieces. I mean, teams are making moves in the AFC South. Are you keeping up? And Trev didn't necessarily go there. He didn't say they were keeping up despite making additions. Here's the weird part about the Jaguars offseason, Brian. I don't know if you realize this. Jaguars have spent some of the most money in the offseason. They've certainly had, frequency-wise, some of the most transactions in the offseason, doing the most roster management. They're like top 3, top 4 cap space right now. They got about $31 million to spend. And so you wonder if they got one more move in that holster.
Thinking about it.
One more move in the holster, whether it's paying for one of these free agents still out there, like an Odell Beckham Jr. or something, Michael Thomas, or whether it's getting the trade done. Rumors on Ayuk and Higgins for the last 4 months. You wonder if there's a move there we don't see coming.
Well, he answered in a way, again, in a way that I think that you want your leader of the team to answer.
Sure, he's great at that, by the way.
And yeah, he is. And I appreciate that. But it is still two different things. He kind of glossed over the initial answer to the question. He was like, yeah, I think we got him.
He did. It was a little bit of a throwaway, wasn't it?
Yeah, I do. stuff happens every.
He's like, yeah, I do.
And then he got out of it real quick.
Yeah.
Like a DB in his break, man. That's amazing. So you don't have to. And correct me if I'm wrong, Aaron. We know that you're going to have to go through at least one, probably 2 or 3 great teams once you get into the playoffs, even if we're talking about Super Wild Card Weekend, unless you're meeting up with a team that's maybe has the bottom falling out like Philly from last year, and they're just, on their back heels, and you're catching them at the right time if your team's on the upswing. We already know that. The question is, are you going to have enough proverbial bullets in your gun, enough weapons on your side of the ball, whether it be offense or defense, to keep up with the teams that you're supposedly on the same level with, or you're the same tier on? And that's the focus right now. You look at the AFC South, and man, everywhere you look, there have been significant upgrades. And I think when you come to the Jags, I think that the upgrades are significant. They just don't have the bang of a Danielle Hunter.
You're saying they're not
of a Calvin Ridley.
They're not sexy names or positions.
But I do think that there's significant upgrades. Again, letting my bias bleed in a little bit, but not too much. What the Jags have addressed so far, I do think is going to help them out coming into next season. But it's a great question, and I we're just going to have to see, once everybody hits the field, if it's been enough. But there's been a lot. And Houston, on the uptick of the momentum that they've had, Aaron, to add even more with what they've done so far this offseason, it's a fair question.
They look dangerous.
It's a fair question.
And I'm sure Trev's on the sidelines going, yeah, they're doing some work to improve. But I do agree with him. It doesn't always end up working out on the field the way it looks on paper.
See Jacksonville Jaguars this past season.
Yeah, that's a really good point. The opponents at home this year are the Patriots, who should be a cakewalk, but you never know. The Jets, who are improved. The Packers, who have all the confidence in the world this year. The Vikings, who I believe will have a down year because of the quarterback play. The Browns, who I think are still a very good team. And then you got Texans, Colts, and Titans. The away games are the Eagles, still extremely dangerous in the NFC. The Bills, who will probably take a major step backwards this year, barring some wild trade between now and draft day where they lock in a significant pass catcher for Josh Allen. The Dolphins, who, at the risk of summoning King Gary to the phones, I think will take a step backwards this season as well. The Lions, who are primed for a Super Bowl run. The Bears, who with a rookie quarterback may take a step backwards, but that rookie quarterback may have the likes of DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and a name like, I don't know, Rome Odunze to throw the ball to. I mean, that is no slouch of an offense right there. And if Caleb is even half the prospect people think he is, he's walking in day one as a mid-level starter in terms of a power ranking. Raiders, who are hot to trot behind Antonio Pierce, they just don't have the roster to support it. And then the AFC South again. So, the work is certainly cut out for them this season. Here's some more questions about what's to come in 2024. Trev was asked what stood out about his new defensive coordinator when he played him last year. What's in store for Jaguars fans this season? Oh, you know what? Before we get there, Trev did have more on watching everyone else load up. I didn't want to cut him off. He had a second part to that answer. Let's go to that.
It always changes by the time the season comes. Some teams that you think might be great maybe don't have a great year. Some teams that you didn't think were going to be really any good have a great year. So there's a lot of work that has to be done from now until training camp and through training camp to get ready for the year. I like the guys that we have, and obviously the draft's coming up too. I'm sure we'll get some more pieces there.
What?
And just continue to get some good younger guys. But I love the guys that we have and what we've started to build here, and we got some new pieces this offseason. On the defense side of the ball, what they're doing over there looks great, looks awesome. And Ryan, I love him and his scheme and what he's trying to do. So excited about that too.
Interesting to me, Trevor mentions Ryan Nielsen's scheme when Ryan, amongst others on the coaching staff and even the front office, downplay what the scheme brings to the table versus the players on the roster. A little bit of talking out of both sides of the mouth there as far as an organization is concerned. I believe what Trevor is saying is a little more intellectually honest than what the DC was saying at the press conference, which was, don't worry about man versus zone. That's not what I'm bringing to the table here. It's about who I've got on the roster. Well, it seems like you've reshaped that roster a little bit, Ryan Nielsen, to fit what you're bringing to the table.
Yeah, a bit of posturing probably.
Yeah.
On his place right there. I would agree. Trevor's probably being a little more open about that, just a little bit more open. Hey, you know what popped into my head though when he talked about potentially making one or two more moves, things of that nature, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know the LeBron meme when he's looking at Kyle Kuzma, and
Yes.
it's like
Yes.
like you're out of here, or
Yes.
people made different jokes. I feel like Trevor did that, during camera cutaways multiple times this season on the sideline, just looking at guys like
they're gone.
Not next year. Not next year. You can't be here.
Yeah, man.
Well, hey, man, one more off the rails moment. Is that a Christmas shirt? Is that snow or is that stars?
No, those are stars. This is, I'm wearing a shirt referencing The Office. If you can see it on the stream, it's Dwight in a spaceship holding a beat in a bear costume.
Oh, that's what that is.
Dwight's famous line, or it's actually, I guess, Jim's famous line when he was identity thieving Dwight as a prank. He goes, which bear is best, black bear or grizzly bear? And then as Dwight starts to answer, Jim just tells him false. And then he tells him the right answer. And then he looks at him, he goes, Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. And that is the quote. Doesn't really mean anything. I'm sorry to have taken the show off the rails just for that.
Well, I did it, but I didn't realize it was going to stay off the rails like that.
I do want you to be in the know. I don't want you to feel left out.
Never seen an episode of The Office.
Never?
So I'll be all right.
What?
If you never share another piece of No, I know it's amazing.
You're missing out on like one of the best shows in the history of television.
Michael Scott, right?
One of the best characters.
What's it called? Dunder
Mifflin.
Dunder Mifflin. I know a lot of the pop culture things about it.
This is wild.
Yeah.
Like I don't begrudge you checking out 80s sitcoms on YouTube.
Amazing.
But The Office, you're missing out. That's, I think, a segment for another day.
Okay.
Let's get back to Ryan Nielsen because Trev expanded on what he saw from Ryan Nielsen, what he likes about what he saw, and what he expects the new defensive coordinator to bring to the table this year.
I would say, and who knows, this, I haven't talked to him really in depth about what he's going to do here necessarily, but he's really good at disrupting, or his players, his scheme, his defense is really good at disrupting timing. They press, they're really physical on the outside.
This is actually something they talked about a lot when he came to the table, is how disruptive his defense is, how much he throws quarterbacks off their time, and quarterbacks hate that kind of stuff.
Not a lot of free access, letting guys get off the ball. They mix in the shell coverages a lot, even with some pressures. They're really good up front. Run discipline is really good.
Another thing the Jaguars really wanted to see return to the team, that run discipline. The reality is that Jags were getting gouged at the end of last season on the ground. They're hoping Ryan Nielsen fixes that this year.
Yeah, those are just the main things I'd say, especially in coverage. It's tough when they press and they play man, they press, they play zone, they disguise stuff really well. They're really physical, and when guys don't get out and aren't on time and you have a good pass rush, it's really hard as a quarterback because then you're moving around, your timing's thrown off, you're trying to find a spot to throw, your receiver isn't there yet because they got pressed. I think they do, or he does now, he does a great job of that.
Almost feels like Trev is in the Wayback Machine going through that trauma all over again. Like they really disrupt quarterbacks in the pocket. Hey, Brian, let's go late to the break let's not go now because I do want to get to this question. It's an important one that a lot of Jags fans are curious about. And again, credit to Martineau for being the one to ask it, not just once now, but multiple times. He asked it to Doug at the Combine. Was it the Combine or the owners' meetings? I think it was the Combine. I think when Brent was out at the Combine, he asked Doug about who will be calling plays next season. Have you decided that? And then Doug tried to answer it, but if I remember correctly at the time, it wasn't a full-throated answer. He kind of sidestepped a little bit.
Full-throated?
Went to another question, and then Brent follows up a question later. Does not let him escape his grasp. I've been really kind to Martineau. I got to find some flaws, some chinks in that armor. I don't feel comfortable giving him all the flowers.
That's balanced because the last time you brought up Brent's interviewing skills, it was with Eric Armstead.
Yeah.
And how he took 35 seconds to get into the intro.
Oh, I did.
So it's balanced.
Okay, yeah, I did give Martineau a little bit of a hard time over that. That was funny.
It was funny.
The question, not the way I talked about it. But, all right, so Brent asks Trevor, what about you? Do you expect Press Taylor to be the one calling plays this season? I actually thought it's a great question because now you're not talking to Doug, who's the decision maker. Now you're talking to Trevor, who is the influencer. Now you're talking to the guy who has the veto power. You're not talking to the decision maker. You're talking to the decision maker who makes the decisions for the decision maker, in a sense.
Pull that clip.
Here it comes.
Yeah.
I mean, whichever way that goes, we're gonna make the most.
Sounds non-committal, just right off the bat, right?
Oh, no.
Wait.
Oh, no.
Let him cook.
Yeah.
Let him cook.
Okay.
Most of it, and it's going to be great. I don't know. I haven't had any conversations about anything necessarily changing or staying the same. So I don't really know. I'm with you guys, but
it still sounds like I don't know her. I never spoke to her. I've never heard of this person.
Happening?
All right.
Yeah.
It sounds like he starts to process his answer as he's saying it, though.
No, I mean, I think we've had success with both guys calling the plays in the past. And even last year, obviously, we could have been better offensively, but we did have some success. And I do like the continuity, the consistency that I have with Press. I know him really well. I think that's a good thing that we're keeping that intact because it's hard as a quarterback to change around, to change systems, to change play callers all the time.
You're shaking your head.
It took him 75 seconds to get into continuity.
28 seconds.
Holy smokes.
And by the way, you got another 30 to go. Let's do it.
Okay. That can be difficult. So I like where we're at, and I think that we've made some really necessary changes this offseason already, and now we just got to implement them and get great at it. I think it's about creating an identity and being really good at what we do. And I think we have a clear vision and picture of what that is, and I'm excited, and I'm expecting it to be Press at this point because that's kind of the direction we've been heading and what I expect, and I'm not hearing anything. So that's where we're going, and I'm excited for it.
Does anybody believe that he's excited for it, by the way?
I do. I think he wants Press Taylor. I think he wants Press Taylor for this reason. I don't think Press Taylor is out here calling a play that Doug thinks is hot garbage, and that's what's happening on the field. I don't think that's how it works. I think based on the things that the entire team has been saying this whole time, it is a collaborative effort, play calling. And I think if Press is Doug's protege, chances are the taste, the tempo, the style, probably similar. Probably similar, or else they wouldn't work so well together. And quite frankly, if Trevor thought it was a mess, Press would have been gone. Press would have been gone.
Well, it doesn't have to be a mess, but is it as effective as it needs to be? I think that's where you're at with the Jags right now.
Explain to me how you feel the alternative is more effective, just in a hypothetical.
Well, I don't know what the alternative would be. Get a new offensive coordinator, give all the play calling or the majority back to Doug Peterson. I don't know what
but that's the point.
On the table.
That's the point I'm making, is that if the alternative is give all of the play calling back to Doug Peterson, I'm telling you, I don't think you're going to see much of a difference. I think they're on the same page. Now, it didn't work last year. Everyone is upfront about it. Everybody, from Doug to Press to Trevor, they all cop to it. But I just don't think it looks different, whether it's Press or Doug, because both are still on the headset. Both are still giving input.
Okay. Aaron, all I'm telling you is I listened to Trevor Lawrence multiple times last season, season before, season prior to that. He handles everything like a future senator, then governor, then VP, then president of these United States.
All right.
That's how he answers all these questions every time, even when he's frustrated, even when he's dejected. He's just like, oh, okay, the training is always going to be there. But I got to be real with you. He spent 28 seconds telling me that, first of all, he has no idea.
Well, it sounds like he doesn't know.
He didn't see nothing. He didn't do nothing. He don't talk to nobody.
Right.
He don't got a Jaguars email address. And then 25 seconds later, he finally says, I expect it to be him. I love continuity. I guess.
In the context of the answer, he's basically saying, this is what it's been. This is how I've gotten used to it. I haven't been told it's changing, so I fully expect it to be Press. This is what he says.
You ever had somebody lie to you and they give you too many details? It's just this stuff that you ain't even ask for. I'm like, maybe you really did do this, because now you just, and I'm not saying he's lying, but I'm saying, and then he finally says, I'm excited. 3 words left in a 90-second long statement. I'm excited about it.
Now you sound like me.
It's very what's my man from yesterday, T. Higgins, it's very
a little bit T. Higgins-like, yeah.
You went to the Calvin Ridley School of answering why you want to go to Tennessee. Like, that's the kind of energy just now, man.
All right.
Holy smokes, man.
Last question, and we can go to break. This is another Brent question, his final of the press conference. He was the closer. They tapped on the left. Brent's like, I got one more for you. How much do you view this offense as your offense in the context of the question he just asked about Press Taylor, who's calling the plays? Brent is essentially following up with Trev going, do you even care?
A lot. I mean, yeah, it's our offense. You know, at the end of the day, I'm the one out there pulling the trigger. But it is our offense, and they do a really good job of including me in things that maybe we want to change, or something that we did last year that maybe didn't work too well, or that doesn't make a lot of sense in our scheme.
If the answer ended there, Brian, would you be satisfied with it?
Sure.
Because I heard that first part of the answer, and I was like, it kind of sounds like Trev's trying to spread the love. It doesn't sound like he's trying to answer the question. But, again, second question in a row, he starts to process through his answer as he's talking.
So there's been a lot of changes that we've made, so I'm excited to really see those on the field with the guys. That's obviously what gives you your answer. You know, you got to do what works and what our guys do well. So we got to check that box, but I'm really excited to see how the offense looks, and I do view it as my offense at the end of the day. I'm the one out there.
There we go.
You know, pulling the trigger, running the plays, running the show, and
take
ownership. You know, I got to be able to perform and like what we're doing. So I feel like I've taken a lot of ownership of speaking up when I maybe don't like something, or saying I really love this, like let's do more of that, or whatever it is. And they've done a good job of communicating with me and talking me through things and listening to my feedback.
Surprise! Press Taylor who? Doug Peterson who? Trev knows. You guys are suggesting the plays, but ultimately I'll come to you after the game and be like, we're not doing that one again. We're not doing it. It doesn't work.
All right, hold on. Get us to you know.
You're not buying it.
Get us to AFC Championship game first. Like this Super Bowl ring on my index finger say, nah, that's the calm your energy just a little bit. But
I do buy that, though. You've seen enough documentaries of these teams where the coaches and the players get together and discuss what's happening on the field. The coaches desire to make a playbook that the player feels comfortable with, especially the quarterback. If you got a franchise quarterback and you're not working towards his strengths, you're not winning.
Yeah. I jokingly said that. But yeah, I think that's what they want Trevor to grow into. That's what they've wanted him to grow into, to be able to assess things that are going on, which he's done his entire career as quarterback, but feel confident enough in everything that he knows about the offense, what Doug wants, what Press wants, what he's supposed to be executing, and be able to come to the sideline and, like you say, hey, we can't do that again because X, Y, and Z is happening out there, and you can't see that for whatever reason, or however he frames it. So I'm with it, man. I like it.
If I asked you to put your life savings on the line, who's calling the plays next year? Who are you betting on?
I was about to say, it's not a lot. You double it to $200. Let's see.
Depends on your odds, bro.
Let's see. Who's calling the play? Well, I think it'll be Press. To start it off, I think it'll be Press Taylor.
That sounds like you don't think it'll end that way.
You never know, man. If the Titanic keeps sinking, I don't know if you can sink if you're submerged underwater.
You don't think it can get worse?
But if it starts off, 2-4, 1-5 for some crazy reason.
Well, the crazy reason could be the teams they have to play. Did you hear the teams I read off to you? There are a couple of big ones in there.
Hey, man, those teams got to play us. You
That's
know
fair.
what I mean? So, but if it starts off like that, and it's because the offense looks anemic, no, I don't think that it lasts like that. But I'm not expecting that at all.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Press is calling plays next year.
Yeah.
And I actually don't think it changes. I think the Jags do pretty good. I think this is a breakout year for Trevor Lawrence. I thought that was coming last year. Obviously, the injuries and the new players on the team maybe slowed that a little bit. I think it's sped up a little bit more this year with extra protection, another year in the playbook, his boys back on the field.
I like how you blame Calvin Ridley just now, man, without saying his name.
Did I do that? I didn't mean to do that.
You absolutely did.
I take it back. I take it back.
Music it.
Here, as a gift, as a peace offering to Calvin Ridley, please accept these commercials, which we'll now play for the next 4 minutes. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. You got an opinion on anything you're hearing from Trevor Lawrence, give us a call. We'll get you on. We'll be back in a minute with more from Trev at the press conference on the Aaron Schachter Show.
Now, the first alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly sunny and warm today. The afternoon high 88, turning to a little cooler at the beaches by late afternoon. Clear tonight down to near 60 and mostly sunny tomorrow. Your Wednesday high 88. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamond. April means it's buy one, get one on wedding bands, only at Beard's Diamonds.
Hey, boss, did you see the latest article in the Crooks R Us newsletter?
No, but I'm sure it's going to involve Safe Touch and probably give me a rash.
It says more people than ever are concerned about security, and Safe Touch Security, of course, is leading the way with new cutting-edge security systems.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it goes beyond security, too. Now Safe Touch has systems integrated with the home's thermostats, lights, door locks, and of course the encrypted security cameras.
Yeah, never home alone and never away from home. I remember the slogan.
Ooh, and now Safe Touch is running a special for existing customers to upgrade their system.
Look, Skippy, this changes nothing. The Crooks R Us golden rule is still in effect. Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Yeah.
Now go find us a house without Safe Touch.
Got it, boss.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Right now, existing Safe Touch customers can upgrade their system at 50% off. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-1945.
Let's go! Looking for a night of action without a big hit to your bankroll? This Saturday, April 20th at 7 p.m. in the ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Cheer on your Sharks as they go all in against the Las Vegas Nighthawks. With tickets as low as $15, you can't find this kind of family affordable fun anywhere else. Call 904-621-0700 or visit jackssharks.com. Let's go. It's Decades Night. Find that old members only jacket or favorite flannel shirt. What's your favorite decade?
Hey, it's Sharks head coach Jason Gibson. This week we battle the Vegas Nighthawks. Come out and you can bet you will have a good time. Let's go.
Don't miss the fun this Saturday, April 20th at 7 p.m. at the ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. For tickets, call 904-621-0700. That's 904-621-0700. Or visit jackssharks.com. That's J-A-X sharks.com. Let's go.
The future of medicine is here at QC Kinetics. QC is the nation's leader in the most exciting revolution in pain management we've seen in decades. Regenerative medicine. Hey, everybody, it's Brent Martineau. If you're tired of achy joints, if your joint pain is keeping you from doing what you love, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Surgery, steroids, drugs, these are no longer your best options, and that's a good thing. Regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics is transforming lives with innovative treatments that deliver lasting results. Check this out. We're talking natural biologics, using your body's own power to repair and restore damaged tissue. QC Kinetics is under the leadership of National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkupp. Dr. Scheinkupp is a pioneer in his field with 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing. He wants to get you relief with a needle, not a knife. All you have to do is get a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522, 904-274-5522, and Mandarin and Ponte Vedra Beach, 904-274-5522.
Ladies and gentlemen, experience the thrill of the Kentucky Derby at Best Bet. Saturday, May 4th, witness the most exciting 2 minutes in sports and dive into the action with live wagering. This could be your lucky day. Mark your calendars and join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine on May 4th for the ultimate Kentucky Derby experience. Visit bestbetjacks.com for more details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Oh, honey, it's our favorite leaf filter trusted pro, Matt. Matt, come in.
Hi, Mrs. Sparks. You wanted me to stop by? Is everything okay with your leaf filter gutter protection system?
Okay, of course, silly. We wanted you to stop by for dinner as our way of thanking you.
Yes, to thank you for that free gutter inspection, the free estimate, and what was the other thing?
That lifetime guarantee.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Sparks, those are just Leaf Filter's policies. Everyone who calls Leaf Filter gets a trusted pro to come out for a free gutter inspection and estimate. And every Leaf Filter installation comes with a lifetime guarantee.
So it's not just us?
No, sir. We don't want anyone to worry about clogged gutters ever again.
You mean everyone gets this level of service?
Everyone. They just need to visit leaffilter.com/build to schedule their free inspection.
Okay, but you must be starving. You work so hard.
Ready to love your gutter protection as much as we do? Visit leaffilter.com/build and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Touch a Truck is back. Saturday, April 20th at the Brooks Family YMCA off Centurion Parkway from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come see fire trucks, police cars, school buses, and more. It's National Healthy Kids Day, so come out and get active. Get your free tickets and more info at ESPN690.com.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. Breaking down Trevor Lawrence's press conference from out at Everbank Stadium. Team around the stadium the last 2 days for some off-season workout programs. Voluntary programs. But the real dogs are out there getting it done, doing their thing with the rest of the team. We heard from Trevor on some important questions relating to the Jaguars' upcoming season. But there was some unfinished business in the offseason as last season kind of ended. First and foremost, Trevor's health. I mean, the last 6 games of the season were an absolute disaster for Trevor Lawrence. Did not end up going well for him. Mounting injuries, the knee sprain, the ankle sprain, the AC joint, the concussion. It almost seemed like it was every week. It was. Every week you'd go, all right, well, he's definitely not playing next week. I remember we were breaking down practice video of the man walking in a knee brace. Wild. And so they asked him to lead off the press conference. When did you first start feeling normal, like you were totally healed physically and like back to your old self?
It took a while. I mean, I'd probably say March. You know, when March hit, I felt really good, like lifting and doing everything like totally normal. You know, I'd been so used to the back half of the season adjusting everything, whether it was workout or throwing or practice or whatever it was. You know, I gave myself, I would work out but still modified. But until March, I'd say that's when I started to feel like 100% do the stuff that I normally do and can kind of get back in the kind of shape I want to be and train the way I wanted to. So yeah, it took a little while.
Took this man a month to get over the barrage of defensive linemen and linebackers who beat this man. Wild to me. It almost reminds me last year of Patrick Mahomes in the offseason, coming off the Super Bowl, but a couple of games prior to that where the Jaguars kind of decimated his ankle there, and he still played on it. But they asked him in the offseason if he was fully healed, and I think they were into the beginning of March. He goes, just recently.
Yeah, man.
Just recently he felt normal. And I think Trev felt the same way. But finally back to normal, which is great to hear. So now that he's back to normal and in the building, you go, all right, first meeting of the year, what are the things you guys are reviewing there? Because last you guys saw each other was the exit meeting, essentially, where you talked about the collapse.
You know, we talked about and addressed some of the things that happened, you know, maybe some things that we didn't do well, some things that we might have done okay and need to improve on, just really everything. We've done that the last 2 days, and from Coach Peterson's perspective, from Press's perspective, and then players, you know, some stuff too. So it's been really good. I think we're heading in the right direction, and we know what we need to do. And we got to attack this offseason and be really intentional.
Water on this, Brian. I feel like I heard this before. I feel like I heard this last season. I heard a lot of, we know what we need to do. I heard a lot of, there are things last season we could be doing better. I heard a lot of holding each other accountable. I haven't heard that yet this season. I'm sure it's coming. That makes me a little bit nervous. When you start repeating the same things every offseason, well, then there's no progress there. You kind of hope to see progress. Do I have this right? Were you trying to tell me to break? I'm looking at that clock.
No.
I know I messed up the clock. I thought you were trying to tell me to get out of here.
No, I wasn't telling you to break. As a matter of fact, I was so enthralled with the way that you've been playing these Trevor clips, I wasn't paying attention, but we got time.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll adjust.
All right, good. I'm sorry to give you more work.
No, you're good.
But this leads us to Brent's first question of the press conference. I thought it was a decent question, too. Look, Brent did pretty well. Sitting here just lapping at Brent's effort.
Yeah, now at this point,
it's a little too much.
The glaze is a little much.
A little too much.
A little too much. Krispy Kreme.
All right. Well, he asked. He goes, now that you've had time to remove yourself, how do you see what happened over the last 6 weeks of the season? At first, I heard this question. I didn't think it was that great, if I'm being honest. If I'm being candid, I'm sitting here going, well, of course, he's going to think it was garbage. He hated it. Hated it. But then Trevor's answer actually made me think the question was better than I thought it was.
Being removed from it, it's a lot easier to see the good after the fact. Not necessarily the good things that happened, but use the bad things as good and to make yourself better moving forward. I mean, there's just so many things that I learned last season, whether it's, trying to stay healthy and dealing with some things that I haven't had to deal with in my career, or not playing as consistent as I wanted to play and to finish the year, to whatever it may be, maybe not meeting some expectations that we had for ourselves as a team, not playing well in big games, all these things that have gone through my head. I think being removed from it, you can take stuff from that and use it to make you better.
So basically, in the weeks following the season where he says that stuff, he's feeling real bad about himself. And now, month and change removed, he can go, you know what? It's actually an opportunity. That's how optimistic people see it, man. I'm not built that way. I'm not. I don't know if it was because I wasn't hugged as a kid or what. I'm just telling you, as a pessimist, as a doom and gloomer, as a 44-year Jet fan, I'm telling you, I am not built to look at the bad and go, there's a silver lining here, guys. We can learn from the utter disaster we just experienced. I know you can. I know it's a thing people do. It ain't me.
It's 44 years in a row?
I wasn't a fan for all 44 years. I probably missed about 4 to 6 years up front.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cuz.
But since 1986 or 7, I've been there for all of the misery.
Some would argue that you might be the most hopeful because you stick around with the Jets. Go ahead.
Don't confuse it. You're not a victim of abuse. You don't understand. That's not hopefulness. That's being a glutton for punishment.
Oh, okay.
It's like I'm looking at the Jets going, I can't leave them. My CDs are in their truck. I got to stick around a little bit more. When we all know it's not the CDs keeping me there. It's me. I got the problem. I'm the problem, Brian. So painful sometimes. But we stay as fans. We stay. We bathe in it. During those meetings, Trevor has gotten to meet a couple of his new players. People asked him what he thought of them. Obviously, they're talking about Gabe Davis and Mitch Morse.
They seem great. Gabe.
Were you expecting something else, Brian?
I mean, I love the even keelness, but boy, I tell you what, they seem great.
Yeah,
I guess.
He's just like a super hard worker from what I've heard about him. He's a guy that likes to work, wants to work.
I do think there is information in the order with which he lists what he likes. It's not always the specific words they're saying, but it's how they say what they say. Listen to the order in which Trevor lists why he liked these guys, and then maybe juxtapose it, not to call him out again second time in the show, juxtapose it to what you know about the experience with Calvin Ridley last year. Let's go back a few seconds here.
He's a guy that likes to work, wants to work, really competitive, goes about his business the right way. Obviously, we haven't got a chance really to work together much yet, but
doesn't even work with the guy. He's like, I love this.
That's starting now, so it'll be great to see him move around, and I know he's getting back healthy too. So Mitch, it's kind of similar deal. I mean, I've heard nothing but good things from either people in Buffalo or whether it's Josh Allen. That's one of my friends, obviously that quarterback over there. That he played with the last 5 years, and they have a good relationship, and that's exciting to hear about their relationship and how they did things there, and to have two guys from Buffalo that really their reputations speak really highly of them and how they carry themselves. So
reputations as what? Hard workers.
I think it's great additions for our team, and it's going to raise the level of everybody's play around them too.
Hard workers. I mean, it's essentially the only thing he said, but he said it for 52 seconds.
And you see, Aaron, you see how quickly he got to his point, how he said it over and over and over again.
Okay.
Now, go back to your press teller, 85 seconds of whatever that was, circle talking.
Okay.
And then wrapping it in a bow of excitement at the very end, 2 words left.
Circle talking is a new phrase we have to now start using all the time. Circle talking. I like circle talking.
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, that right there is very direct. I could hear the anticipation after the first couple of words where he felt like,
You also knew who he was talking about, right? Because he wasn't talking about Gabe Davis and Mitch Morse. You knew who he was talking about. I know you know.
Well, you're a pot stirrer.
I know you know.
Nah, that's you.
No circle talking here, Brian. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. If you want to join us for some straight line A to B conversation, you give us a call, 904-362-9901. We'll be back, I think, for like a minute and a half. I'm not sure how to do math, but we'll figure it out on the other side. It's ESPN 690.
Let's face it, work sucks, but you do get a lunch break. That's where the Young and Norvell Show comes in, weekdays 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on ESPN 690, featuring me, Terry Norvell, and former Gator basketball star and current SEC Network analyst Patrick Young. Let's face it, Hollywood has been fresh out of ideas for 25 years. So don't waste your valuable lunch break on the same old tired TV and movie shows. Tune in to the Young and Norvell Show, where we promise to make you laugh, think, get angry, but most important, you will have fun. It will quickly become your favorite part of the day. The Young and Norvell Show, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. We are Lions International, the world's largest service organization. We are volunteers committed to strengthening our communities and supporting those in need, one act of kindness at a time. For more than a century, Lions have been serving a world in need, right here in our community and around the world. Lions International makes the impossible possible. This is your invitation to join us, because the only thing missing from our mission to make a difference is you. Visit lionsclubs.org to find a local Lions Club near you.
The Fibrix window from Renewal by Andersen. 2023's most energy efficient window by Energy Star. Tough and stylish, it's as beautiful to look at as it is to look through. Right now, save $300 on every window and save $825 on all patio doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. Restrictions apply. Minimum purchase of 3 units required for discount. Renewal by Andersen. A better way to a better window. Visit rbafla.com. License number CGC 1527613.
Rich Jones here. If you're an investor who's interested in doing well while doing good, getting solid returns on your investments while making a positive impact, consider investment funds with DLP Capital. Here's Don Wenner, CEO of DLP Real Estate Capital, to tell you more.
With the current housing shortage in the U.S., investing in real estate, especially workforce housing, is one of the safest and most reliable places to invest. We invest in affordable housing for hardworking people and generate amazing returns for each of our investors.
To get your investor's guide and find out more, dial **invest from your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Jacksonville is the largest city in the contiguous U.S. in square miles. So when you have to cover breaking news over an area bigger than L.A., Phoenix, or Dallas, you need an advantage. Action News Jax, with a fleet of news-gathering drones to take you to breaking news live as it happens. And with more investigative reporters on the ground in every local county, you're informed no matter where you live. Action News Jax. Local coverage you can count on.
Jacksonville, Florida. AEW is coming home to restore the feeling.
Brother, I am the feeling.
For 2 huge events live from Daly's Place. All Elite Wrestling presents Dynamite on Wednesday, April 24th, and delivers a Saturday fight with Collision April 27th.
Let's get down to business.
AEW Dynamite Wednesday and Collision Saturday from Daly's Place in Jacksonville. Tickets on sale now at AEWTIX.com.
Hey folks, this is the time of year I get the itch to start de-junking the house and doing some deep cleaning. At Zerorez, our mission is to become the most trusted provider in our industry. We know that trust is earned through honesty, know-how, and good old-fashioned hard work. We would love the chance to earn your trust. For April, Zerorez is offering 25% off on all floor cleaning services. That's 25% off the cleaning of your carpets, tile and grout, vinyl and wood floors, and your area rugs. Zerorez, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zerorez.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you one of the nearly 10 million families that own a timeshare? Unfortunately, many families stuck in timeshares have learned the dark side of ownership, as their timeshare ends up being nothing like they were promised. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. If you were lied to when buying a timeshare, you're going to need help. I know this because I once worked as a timeshare salesman, but quit the business and made it my personal mission to help folks get rid of bad timeshares. That's why I put together a timeshare exit information kit to help you understand how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation. Over 30,000 families have trusted us to get rid of their timeshares. Many started out by simply calling us for the free information kit and are now timeshare free.
To get your free information kit, call Wesley Financial now. Call 800-837-1919. That's 800-837-1919. 800-837-1919.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. A couple of minutes before we break again for the Sports Center. So instead of digging in on Trevor Lawrence, I do want to give a shout out to Dr. Bobby's crew, my dentist. I was out at the dentist today. Man, I got to tell you, nothing makes me a little more squirrely in the chair than going to the dentist. But it's really funny to me because, they know I'm on the Eagle in the morning. But I go to the dentist, and because it's a dentist, they're trying to bore people to sleep because they're all nervous. They'll play a different radio station that plays slow, sleepy music.
Oh, okay.
And this was the case for like 10 years I've been going to this dentist.
Wow.
Dentist is actually a family heirloom for my wife's family. The dentist has been treating my wife's family for 30-something years.
Oh, okay.
But I used to go to this dentist's office. They play the sleepy station. And then they found out I was on the Eagle.
Uh-huh.
And now magically every time I show up, the Eagle is on in the office.
Yeah.
But when my wife goes, I'll ask, and it's not the Eagle.
Local celebrity. Huh?
And I look at it, I'm like, you don't have to do this. Is making me a little uncomfortable, to be honest. Please don't do this anymore. But, they're trying to be nice.
Is Inception happening? Are they hearing you at the same time that you're in the seat, or that never happens?
No. All we're hearing is the sound of the cleaning utensils, which sound a lot like drills, but I was cavity-free club today.
Look at you.
Yeah, man. Taking care of my teeth as they age to wooden.
George Washington level.
That's the kind of healthcare plan we've got. You got to copay on those wooden teeth. When we return on the Aaron Schachter Show, we will dive back into the rest of the Trevor Lawrence cuts, and then we'll be done with it. But we also want to talk about the big announcement that came out of the Jaguars wardrobe department. Ladies and gentlemen, the throwbacks will be in effect in 2024. I know Brian Middleton has some thoughts on it. So do I. You'll hear him next on the Aaron Schachter Show, ESPN 690.
Spring has sprung, and tax return season is here. Now's the time to beautify your home by replacing your old windows with new energy-efficient, easy-to-clean windows from American Window Products. Keep the summer heat out with special glass packages, including low E3 and argon gas. American Window Products only uses the highest quality products and professionally trained employees to install. Call now to find out why they were voted the #1 window company in Jacksonville. 731-2247 for a free estimate, or visit AmericanWindowProducts.com.
We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjacks.com.
Snyderman, can you move things in your mind?
Nope.
Could you read our minds?
I got nothing. Were you thinking of nothing?
No. So, what makes you a superhero?
I can tell if you should repair or replace your air conditioning system.
Snyderman can help tell you whether it's time to repair or replace your system if you answer 8 quick questions on our website. Visit SnyderAC.com and get your answer in a flash.
Flash? I think you mean Snyderman.
CAC 1813307.
Advisory services through Talon Private Wealth and SEC registered investment advisor. Florida license D056341.
On Guarding Your Nest Egg Radio, Mike Lester, founder of Talon Wealth, focuses on a key question many share. Do I have enough to retire?
For starters, we'll do the math for you. But to me, it's really more about lifestyle. I want to find out what's important to you. I want to find out what your expenses are. And then I'm going to give you a realistic expectation moving forward of how your money needs to be invested to accomplish your goals in retirement.
Get to know
Mike at guardingyournestegg.com.
Investigative journalism. It's the difference between the Action News Jack style of news and everyone else's.
I'm Ben Becker. This scam is targeting residents on the South Side.
We investigate so you're crystal clear how a story impacts you.
I'm Emily Turner. Look at the fine print because you're still getting billed.
Because our reporters don't just tell you what happened. We break down how it affects you and your neighborhood, which is why people are putting their trust in us. Action News Jacks at 5 and 6. It's local coverage you can count on.
We have big rolls of carpet, hardwood too, laminate tile, area rugs for you. At the Carpet Man, at the Carpet Man.
Our prices are low, 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 low.
At the Carpet Man, at the Carpet Man.
Don't delay, we'll put it in next day.
At the Carpet Man, at the Carpet Man. Y'all come see us now, you hear? At the Carpet Man, at the Carpet Man.
Visit one of our mega flooring stores or go to carpetman.biz or
call 838-6705, the Carpet Man.
Does your sweet fur baby have a birthday or gotcha day coming up? Forever Vet's central location offers birthday parties to make your fur baby feel extra special on their big day. All you have to do is invite up to 8 of their friends and we'll do the rest. Forever Vets provides cake and pup cups as well as everything else to make this 2 hours a real party. Party hats, bubble play, a photo booth, and of course access to our heart-shaped pool. We also have 2 Forever Vets trained handlers there to make sure everyone is having safe fun. Visit forevervets.com today to see all our package options.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. When the Bucks open up their first-round NBA playoff series against the Pacers Sunday, Giannis Antetokounmpo will likely be a spectator. According to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, Milwaukee's preparing to be without the two-time league MVP for the start of the series. They hope treatment on his calf strain allows him to return at some point in the series. Lakers power forward Anthony Davis questionable against the Pelicans tonight in the West 7-8-7 play-in matchup. The West 9-10 play-in tonight, Kings and Warriors. Despite sputtering down the stretch, Sacramento will get the better of this win-or-go-home matchup, predicts ESPN's Andrea Carter.
First of all, it's in Sacramento. Second of all, Sacramento is going to be fired up from what happened last season when the Warriors knocked them out of the playoffs. And then if you think about it, this has been a close game. The last 3 times these teams have played, it's been decided by 1 point. De'Aaron Fox is averaging 27 points against the Warriors in the last 10 times that he's played them.
Kings Warriors 9:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio. Michigan got 3 years probation, was fined and hit with recruiting restrictions for recruiting violations during the pandemic under former football coach Jim Harbaugh.
As humans, we like having options. One option you might like is speaking with a real person when you call about your credit card. With 24/7 live U.S.-based customer service from Discover, everyone can talk to a real person anytime, day or night. Limitations apply. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Live from the Anajar and Levine studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
Ready? Yeah. Turn up your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. 904-362-9901. Breaking down Trevor Lawrence's press conference from the offseason workout activities at Everbank Stadium. We got one more question to get into because, oh boy, is it an important one. And then we've got some news, some Jaguars fit news, a little Jaguars fashion news. We've got information about alternate uniforms, throwbacks, returning to Jacksonville. I guess technically they're returning, even though they're throwbacks. But let's get to this question, Brian, because maybe the most important question of the whole press conference is right here. Do you remember at the end of the season press conference for Trent Baalke, they asked him where he was at on Josh Allen's contract, and he basically said, we haven't started talking yet. The city kind of lost it. There was a bit of a panic.
Yeah, I do remember that.
People are like, what?
Clearly.
Are you not talking to the dude? Most important offseason activity right now. And so the media looks at Trevor in the offseason of his third year when you're allowed to start the negotiations on your extension, if not sign the extension. And they go, hey, where are you at on the contract extension? Like, has anyone talked to you about it? Has anyone knocked on your door? Are you in a rush to get this done? Seeing some of these other guys get done. Not necessarily from his draft class, because obviously Mac Jones has traded teams. Justin Fields has traded teams. Zach Wilson is now a janitor at a local high school in Utah. Trey Lance, I believe, is selling popcorn for the Cowboys.
He's still alive?
I believe so.
Okay.
So really, it's just Trev when it comes to the quarterbacks in that draft, looking at or working on an extension. Here's Trevor on the extension.
There's definitely been some conversations. As far as where that's at now, it's not really my focus. I'd love to obviously be a Jag. So for as long as possible, we love it here, and I love where we're headed as an organization, and feel like I'm just getting better every year. And my best ball is definitely ahead of me. So from that standpoint, obviously, yeah, that would be great. But like you said, it's going into my fourth year. Mm-hmm. It's not like this is necessarily going to be my last season. There's a lot that could happen. So
I don't know why I cut off there, but basically Trev is saying it's not like number one on the radar, but just putting it out there on the record. Mm-hmm. I would love to be a Jaguar forever. We live here. I don't know if he said it in this statement or another one. We live here in the offseason, so we love it here. And I'm down to get it done. But 3 years in, it's okay. No biggie.
It's definitely not okay.
Definitely not okay for you, huh?
Hey, man, he came in with that Baalke not playing me. There's definitely been conversation. I don't know what he did with Josh, not having any conversation with this deal. Franchise, you're trying to tag him and talking to him in the offseason, coming with the deal. Nah. We've already been talking. Trust that.
You don't like
that.
You don't like what Baalke did with Josh Allen.
He signed him to a contract that he earned. I love what Baalke did with Josh Allen.
You love the end result.
Yeah, what he did with him.
You don't like how it went down.
You're talking about the process.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we have different philosophies.
Yeah, I think this is
part of what he did.
I think this is part of the Baalke masterclass.
I ain't say all that, man.
Cam Robinson, franchise tag, negotiate the extension. Evan Ingram, franchise tag, negotiate the extension. Josh Allen, franchise tag, negotiate the extension. This seems like strategy for Baalke and the Jags.
Okay.
And it seems to work. You don't have to negotiate during the season where you take someone's focus away. You don't have to do it with all the eyeballs on you, taking social media off of your pages and stuff like that.
Okay.
There's no back and forth there. You guarantee to the guy he's going to be with you whether he signs or not. You go, look, you're here no matter what, so we can talk respectfully and peacefully, because you can't burn that bridge. I don't know. I don't think it's a bad strategy.
I apparently got to add things to the list.
All right.
Of what would constitute a Diddy-style raid on the front offices down there at the bank. Okay. Any other offensive lineman other than Joe Alt out of Notre Dame being selected in the first round? Diddy-style raid.
You think so?
You franchise tag Trevor. Talking about, hey, wait further on in the offseason. Mm-hmm. We'll start getting your numbers together then.
No one's franchise tagging Trevor.
And that's his process that you just said.
No,
you were like, I like the process.
You were talking about Josh Allen. Well, and it reminded me that you were stressing that Josh Allen was on the tag and not the extension, when the whole time Baalke's like, hey, man, let me cook.
Well, but that's my point. Trevor came in, Trevor came in with the
to this day
kind of energy saying, hey, nah, we've been talking. Trust that. We're not doing that franchise tag over here.
There's definitely been some conversations.
Definitely.
Definitely.
You hear me? He couldn't even get the word out initially. He definitely. You're not playing me like you play the other 52 on this roster. That's not what we're doing here. So I just said I appreciated that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, whatever works as long as we're keeping our main guys here. So if he wants to franchise tag guys outside of Trevor and those dudes are willing to still talk and they get the money that they want, then all right, let's do it that way.
The clip ended short. Let's just see what's on the end of this thing before.
At the end of the day, my job isn't going to change whether I get extended or not before this season. My job is to go win games and to be the best I can be for this team so we can have a chance to win a Super Bowl.
Win a Super Bowl, Brian. Not be the highest paid player. Not have the biggest guarantee.
Right. Okay.
Not beat my sister because she's got a trophy and I don't.
I'm glad you finished that statement because that was
whoa. If I stopped at beat my sister, it would have sounded a little bit different, I think. Yeah. No offense to Josh Allen. Man is focused on the Super Bowl. Super Bowl. All right.
It sounds good.
Sign him to the deal.
Let this deal not be in place at the end of next season. It sounds good right now, and I appreciate that coming from 16. I really do. I'm just saying, and he'll probably sound the same way, but behind closed doors.
I don't think the deal gets done before the end of the season. Let me rephrase that. If it's not done this offseason, I don't think it gets announced during the season. I don't even know if that's allowed or not. And then you're right. You're starting to panic a little bit next offseason, even though they will exercise his fifth-year option. And while it's not a franchise tag, it essentially, for the benefit of the team, does the same thing. It leaves him under contract here. And then you negotiate with him in the offseason next year. I don't understand what the beef with it is. You're still negotiating. He's not in a rush. He's not flamethrowing on you. He's not throwing Molotov cocktails through the window of your office.
Okay.
He's like, I'm going to be here no matter what. My job doesn't change. When it gets done, it gets done. If you're Trevor, I don't know, man. You want it done at the last possible minute. It seems like the quarterback market resets every 3 days. What benefits Trevor to getting it done now, Brian?
The security.
He's got security. He's Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, okay.
Brian, you're telling me, timeout. You're telling me.
Things can change.
You're telling me if this was the end of year 5, not year 3, that Trevor doesn't have 5, 10 teams going after him this offseason?
Probably.
You don't think he's getting
Are those
bigger?
going to be the most ideal situations?
What is an ideal situation? You're coming from the Jaguars who just collapsed with 6 games to go at the end of the season.
And you were at the helm of it.
Yeah, but you were the bait. You were the guy getting eaten every game.
Okay, so this is the ultimate. You make a good point. Yeah, you want to wait in some sense because maybe I get more money. So then that makes my point even more.
Maybe.
Makes my point even more worthy of the team going ahead and getting the deal done. Because what if you had gotten Josh Allen's deal? What if you hadn't listened to the Aaron Schachters of the world of Duval
and did it
who
early?
Said, you know what? Get Josh Allen out of here. New contract.
I never said this.
Maybe get him out of there.
I'm going to sue you.
I'm paraphrasing.
No,
that's what I'm doing.
no.
I'm paraphrasing.
I am going to sue you for defamation.
No, that's fine. You're not getting anything, so that's fine.
I'll get a written apology as well.
I mean, that's about it. But what would that money have looked like, right? In the point of
for the team?
What you're saving right now that you could have used on whatever this offseason.
Sure. Had you signed him before 17.5 sacks, maybe you get him for $20, $22 million a year instead of 28.5.
So, I get it. Yeah. In a way, yeah, if I'm Trevor, you can hold off if you want to.
Yeah, what's the
downside?
downside?
If I have a super monster year, like a Josh Allen only on the offensive side as a QB, hey, whatever little plans you had for the following offseason for what you thought you could offer me on the high end, add more.
So if this is
add more.
So if this is the end of year 5 as opposed to the end of year 3, and the same teams are out there looking for quarterbacks that were out there this season looking for quarterbacks, you're basically telling me that the Atlanta Falcons come calling on Trevor Lawrence and go, hey, man, play in your home state. You were born in Georgia. You are a peach, my friend. Play in your home state, and we'll throw $150 million guaranteed, however crazy that number would be.
Hey, you call that man a peach?
Personal foul.
Come on, man.
He's Georgian.
Well, yeah, but you mean call that man Princess Peach?
I did not. Well, now you're just putting words in my mouth.
I did. That's defamation.
That is defamation. My point is the same teams would have came calling that were looking this year, and the offers would have been huge. The Falcons would have thrown the whole stadium at Trevor Lawrence. I mean,
all right, that's one way to put it.
They just paid $150 million for 40-year-old Kirk Cousins coming off an Achilles. How much would they have paid Trevor Lawrence at 24 years old? Wild times. Let's get a phone call going while you're busy. I hear we got Gary waiting on the phone. We have King South Beach.
Nah, this is a Solid Take.
Oh, Solid Take. Brian is on the phone. I apologize. Solid Take.
Hey.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. What's up?
Well, I got to disagree with you now, man.
All right.
First of all, Trent Baalke wasn't cooking; he was simmering.
Simmering. Okay, well, that's kind of the that's the before the cooking happens a little bit, or is it after the cooking happens? It's a little bit of simmering.
Well, actually, it's after, but he never was cooking. Here's the thing from a player's perspective.
All
right. At the end of the day, yes, players tend to play much better when it's on a contract year. But you have no idea the stress and the pressure it brings not knowing, hey, am I going to be here not only next year, forget a tag, because a tag means nothing. If we have a family when you're secure, knowing that you're going to be secure for the next few years, it's nothing like it. So and another thing is Jacksonville don't have the reputation of taking care of their own. They have the reputation of signing free agents and taking care of them. This is your star quarterback. You didn't do it with the defense, and you didn't do it with Allen. You should have. If you signed them earlier, it would have been cheaper. But you want to wait. You want to take your time, and now you're paying them bigger money than you had to. With Trevor, you know this is your franchise quarterback. Why wait to the last minute? We could have had Ridley if you wouldn't have waited to the last minute.
You almost did.
And you can have a discount. Like, take care of your own. Finally, take care of your own. That's my argument.
But listen, Ridley got the same money offer, according to Jordan Schultz, that the Titans gave him. So it wasn't the money that made Ridley leave. It wasn't the money.
No. But Jaguars, we wouldn't have been in the situation where we had to franchise Allen. We could have had Ridley and Allen signed before the season was over with.
I understand what you're saying. If you sign Josh Allen, you could franchise tag Ridley and not let him leave. I understand what you're saying. But then suddenly you're giving up the coveted second-round pick that general managers hate to give up that apparently we're not going to do too much with. But that being said, I understand what you're saying, Solid Take. It's not a bad point, as per usual with the Solid Take. All right. Okay. Who else we got, Brian? We got someone else on the phone over there? Oh, boy. It was a nice little break. I was off the air for like 3 weeks, and then he hadn't come back. I was like, did we finally chase King South Beach from the Aaron Schachter Show? Let's find out.
A couple weeks ago, that was the best programs you guys ever put on when you weren't on the air.
You liked it, huh?
Oh, it was the best you ever sounded, Aaron.
You sound like my wife. I told my wife she was gaslighting me, telling me that I didn't sound good. I should stop talking for another week.
But that last call, are they sure they have a franchise quarterback in Trevor Lawrence? Because I didn't see any franchise play last year. I saw a lot of fumbling football. Butterfingers Lawrence, I saw a lot of that on the field.
Listen, if you're saying you don't remember seeing a lot of franchise play last year, then you weren't watching in the beginning of the season before the injuries happened, because he absolutely was playing out of his mind ball last year in the beginning of the season.
How did the team finish?
On a stretcher, he finished. On a stretcher with an AC joint sprain and a high ankle sprain and a knee sprain and a concussion. That's how Trevor Lawrence finished.
How long do the excuses keep piling up? How long?
I will say this. I'm still hearing, and I heard it in the Trevor press conference today, I'm still hearing them mention Urban Meyer, and I'm just about done with it. I'm just about done with the excuse of Urban Meyer.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah. This is 3 years ago, Gary, as Brian points out. 3 years ago.
Oh, my goodness. And they're still using that excuse.
Well, Gary, it wouldn't be a Gary phone call unless you mumbled something about the Dolphins before you left, so hit me with your latest take.
I love it. We finally have a first-round pick. I'll tell you, I don't like Lou Kiper's mocking them. Verse from Florida State, I don't want a pass rusher. I want either O-line, or I like the kid from LSU, Brian Thomas.
A lot of people do.
The third receiver to go along with Waddle and Tyreek. The big, he's about 6'4", good green zone, red zone type guy. He's got the height as a complement to those two. That's who I love the Dolphins to go to. I don't know if he's going to be there at 21. My thinking is, though, Miami is going to trade a little bit back down in the first round and to add a third or fourth round pick because they don't have many middle round picks. That's what I'm guessing the Dolphins do. And I'm usually like 98 times out of 100.
Oh.
So I think I expect the Dolphins to move down, add a pick, and go either online, as I said, or if Thomas or someone like that is still on the board, go with that. Thanks, guys.
All right, appreciate it, Gary. I mean, I caught most of it. I don't know if you
I really did.
Yeah.
And that's a scary proposition, Brian Thomas to the Dolphins.
It's entirely possible. He's been practicing those 3 weeks that we were gone. He's practicing the same take.
Be nice.
No, I'm
Be
just
nice.
saying. No, I am.
That was a solid exchange right there.
I'm being nice. I'm saying he sounded good.
Now, South Beach, he went at solid take, that's the next level of this show right here.
Solid Take has a reputation for us having solid takes.
When
I'm
the
sure.
listeners are, critiquing other listeners, I appreciate that. I like that.
I do think it would be absolute mayhem and one of the dumbest franchise moves by the Dolphins to go draft Brian Thomas Jr. Is it Brian Thomas Jr.?
I believe there's a JR.
From LSU, when you already have Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and a ton of other holes on the offensive line. Like, where are you going, Gary?
And I mean, if you get a pass rusher.
Which, by the way, they're lacking because they lost a few of them in the offseason.
High demand.
But he doesn't want a pass rusher. That's fine. They could also use a corner after losing Xavier Howard. I know they picked up a corner in the offseason. They picked up Jordan Poyer and a few other guys. But there's work to be done in Miami, finally back with a first-round draft pick after being penalized for cheating. Cheaters.
I'm just appreciative that you actually did push back against the Trevor hate this time. I don't know who is still talking about, in this sense, Urban Meyer, unless people are bringing up his stats from day one. If they're just talking about what happened last season, Aaron.
No.
If they're talking about, what happened even, 2 seasons ago, I'm like that's not Urban Meyer.
Trevor was talking about maturing and growing on the field. He was talking about learning from the mistakes and bad things, and even talking about how in that first season there were things to learn from, even though it was so hard and in so many different ways.
Yeah.
But he was talking a little bit about Urban, and it's like it wasn't anything big or bad. He wasn't putting anything on his shoulders in that sense.
Okay.
I'm a little tired of it. I'm a little tired of it. And as Jags fans, I get why you hold on to it. It's the same way that I hold on to Adam Gase sending the Jets back 3 years.
Y'all ever figure out what he was on, allegedly, at that press conference?
You make that joke. You're referring to his opening press conference where you had crazy eyes.
I mean, imagine.
But there is a new New York football meme going around with another crazy eyes guy, and this time it's Daniel Jones, who absolutely looks like he chugged an entire bucket of MDMA before he went to the press conference. He's got bigger eyes than an anime kitten. I mean, it is ridiculous the way this man looks at a press conference. And people in the thread are like, no, that's just who he is.
That's just scarier.
That's just who he is.
And
it's like, look, if I'm the GM of a team and my quarterback looks like that, I'm not giving him 40 a year. I'm going, you need a doctor's note before I give you 40 a year. I need to know that this isn't terminal. I need to know that you're going to be around.
Or viral.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need you giving whatever you got to whoever we're drafting this year. Technically your replacement when we pick up J.J. McCarthy. I don't need you doing that in the New York Giants locker room. Poor Brian Dable going to come in with 8-foot wide eyes. It's like, oh no, it's spreading. Turns out he just saw Hoagie. It's no big deal. Throwing them all over the place, Brian.
I mean, you really are, man.
904-362-9901. The Aaron Schachter Show continues right after this on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly sunny and warm today. The afternoon high 88, turning a little cooler at the beaches by late afternoon. Clear tonight down to near 60 and mostly sunny tomorrow. Your Wednesday high 88. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamond. April means it's buy one, get one on wedding bands, only at Beard's Diamonds.
Ladies and gentlemen, experience the thrill of the Kentucky Derby at Best Bet.
Saturday, May 4th, witness the most exciting 2 minutes in sports and dive into the action with live wagering. This could be your lucky day. Mark your calendars and join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine on May 4th for the ultimate Kentucky Derby experience. Visit bestbetjacks.com for more details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Meet Mike Lester.
Talent is not going to be the right choice for every single person out there, right? Because everybody is different. We do well when our clients do well. We're literally sitting on the same side of the table with them. We're in this together.
Yeah.
When you do well, I'll do well. Once we have that understanding, then we can come up with a plan that's designed to help you be successful in retirement.
Find out more at guardingyournestegg.com.
Advisory services through Talon Private Wealth and SEC registered investment advisor. Florida license D056341.
Bueller Air Conditioning presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, a corporate management manager from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Les Blankston.
Yeah, hi, Bob.
That is a remarkably beige suit there, Les. Tell us, why are you on the show?
Well, I just replaced my old air conditioner with a new one from Bueller, and I'm just so comfortable these days. I wondered, am I cool now?
Let's find out, Les. Go ahead and spin the wheel.
That's right, Les. By upgrading your old AC to a more energy-efficient model from Bueller Air Conditioning, you'll save money, save energy, and proudly show your family that you are cool.
Ooh, do you think I should get a mohawk?
Pace yourself, Les.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Beards Diamonds always drives the Big Diamond Store crazy with their direct from the cutter best pricing. But this time of year, they get very agitated.
Did you hear that? What? Beards is doing it again! The BOGO on wedding bands!
Yes, Beards Diamonds' most popular sale is back.
All wedding bands are buy one, get one free.
Plus, all stackables, all right-hand rings, all eternity bands, and more are buy one, get one free.
Couples wait for this sale all year.
Choose from hundreds of the latest styles from famous designers at beardsdiamonds.com.
Or shop in person to see the largest collection of wedding bands in North Florida at the guaranteed lowest price.
Buy any wedding band and get the other band free.
Beards Diamonds will never be beat on price.
Now you can go bigger and better with the band she's always dreamed of during Beards Buy One, Get One sale, going on now.
Remember, don't buy anywhere until you shop Beards Diamonds.
At the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
Jacksonville is the largest city in the contiguous U.S. in square miles. So when you have to cover breaking news over an area bigger than L.A., Phoenix, or Dallas, you need an advantage. Action News Jax, with a fleet of news-gathering drones to take you to breaking news live as it happens. And with more investigative reporters on the ground. In every local county, you're informed no matter where you live. Action News Jax. Local coverage you can count on.
Do you have unfiled tax returns or being threatened by the IRS that your wages are about to be garnished or bank accounts are going to be levied? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has professionals ready to fight for you. Their enrolled agents, tax attorneys, and CPAs have saved millions of dollars for taxpayers just like you. They won't just resolve your tax problems, they'll most importantly protect your wages, bank accounts, and all your assets from being taken by the IRS. Call for a free consultation. 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174 or go to alliestaxrelief.com.
Brought to you by Navage. Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Hey guys, we're the Twin Peaks Girls. We just love guys that listen to the Young and Norvell Show. Weekdays, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Oh, yeah. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. Breaking down Trevor Lawrence's press conference. That's now in the rear view. To recap, He feels comfortable with Press Taylor calling the plays. He's not really focused on the extension. He's excited to work with Gabe Davis and Mitch Morse because they're hard workers. And he feels like it's his offense. I feel like that pretty much summarizes the whole deal. All right. Other big announcements that have happened so far this... What, Brian? What did I miss?
It's never... I don't know. I'm still not used to it. You sum up your point, but sometimes you sum it up so well, it's just like...
It's time to move on, Brian.
Period, end of sentence.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And that's on period, my guy.
Well, you were born in 02, so that sounds...
1802. Hey, before I forget, the Smoothie King Crown Cup going down April 27th. It's a big pickleball tournament. ESPN 6-9 will be out there. I will be out there.
Hey.
Having a good time.
My man.
Brian would be out there, but apparently he's abandoning me. That's fine. April 27th starts bright and early, 8 a.m. at Argyle Forest Park. They ain't messing around. You better wipe those crusties out of your eye, grab your pickleball racket, and head out.
Have you sent in your docket of demands yet?
I have not. My rider.
Yeah, no, that's what it's called. I'm sorry.
I haven't done my rider requests.
Okay.
Where I ask for white hand towels and green M&Ms only.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done any of that.
Okay.
Smoothie King Crown Cup, $50 a person. Round robin style tournament. 2-player teams. We'll do men's doubles, women's doubles, men's and women's mixed doubles. It's going to be a big, fun tournament. It's all going to benefit the Malvi Washington Youth Foundation.
Now, you know it's going to be fun and all fun and games in the beginning.
But
it's going to get competitive.
Oh, for sure.
By the time you get down to the championship.
You don't realize this about pickleball, but they separate it by skill level. There's 3.0, 3.5, 4.0, 4.5, 5.0.
Really?
And they have some 5.0 players coming out. And according to Jason Luther of Smoothie King, he says, I don't care who you are. You're going up against a 5.0, you're getting waxed. So, look out. I saw Tyler Hainsborough, not in this tournament, but I saw him on ESPN talking about playing pickleball.
Okay.
Former UNC standout.
Yeah, National Player of the Year.
Yeah. And by the way, he looks like your uncle's friend who drives a truck for a living.
Kids, if you look at him today, if you looked at him back then, you'd be like, how is this happening?
Yeah, forget today.
Yeah, he kept doing it. He just kept. Anyway, I'm sorry. He was talking about it.
He was a monster. He was a beast.
He
but
was.
He plays pickleball now. He enjoys it. Nick Foles.
Imagine walking onto the pickleball court and seeing 6'10" Tyler Hansborough coming out there.
Is he 6'10"? He plays like he's 6'7". It's so weird.
Wow.
So weird. And then Big Game Nick, or the other name that I'm probably not allowed to say on the radio that Jason Kelsey called him. You go ahead and Google it, Brian. Just make sure you do it on the work computer.
Specifically.
Yes.
Make sure the work computer.
And turn safe search off, yes. Then you'll figure it all out for yourself. But Nick Foles, another one of these guys, used to be an athlete in the NFL. Now he's an athlete on the pickleball court, winning all kinds of championships.
Nice.
So pickleball, one of the biggest, hottest growing games out there. And so we're happy to be out there on April 27th at Argyle Forest Park. If you want more details about signing up for the event or buying tickets or entry to the event, you can go to the official site for the Smoothie King Crown Cup Pickleball Tournament presented by Cox Media Group. You can find it at swishtournaments.com. Other Jaguars news that was mentioned this week that maybe we had glossed over yesterday is the fact that the Jaguars have announced for their 30th season, they're bringing in the throwbacks. Everyone was looking for this one. So many people were into this idea. They announced on social media the other day those uniforms are coming. No details announced on the look, the specific look of the throwbacks. Everyone is expecting it to be the 96 iteration of the uniform.
Okay.
The magical 96 season, Tony Baselli, Mark Brunell, Keenan McCardle, Jimmy Smith, Kevin Hardy. That team goes to the AFC Championship. Living the dream. No one expected it. 1996, man. A year that will forever live in infamy right here in Jacksonville. Throwback jerseys, obviously very popular with fans, too. We know a lot of the fan base here wanted to see it. And they sell well, not just in whatever city the team is in, but other cities, too. Easy source of revenue for NFL teams. Just last year, 20 other teams did the throwback thing for alternate jerseys for at least one game. My Jets just announced their new jerseys this year. They're going back to like their early 00s, late 90s logo, if you call that a throwback. Team's been around for, 80 years. But man, every team now wants to get back to throwbacks. You like the idea?
Yeah.
You into the throwback culture?
Well,
you're old enough that it's a nostalgia play, but not necessarily 1996. I imagine you were like 4 in 1996. How old were you?
Yeah, 1996 I was 9.
Yeah, all right, so old enough.
Yeah.
Were you watching the NFL when you were a young guy?
Yeah.
Because you weren't living here yet.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I wasn't here in 96, but I was here soon after that.
Got you.
These are decent jerseys. Have you taken a look at the 96 jerseys?
No, I was about to search it right then.
I'm not necessarily in love with the Jaguar from 96. It's not necessarily the best, but I don't mind the color. It's a little bit of a deeper teal. It's got the gold piping on the sleeves. I mean, all helmets looked bad from back then, so fine. The white jerseys are white with the teal number. Teal number's got the gold and black outline, and then you've got the old school Jaguar on the sleeves. And you might remember, this isn't the band Jaguar, which was too close, I guess, to the Jaguar car company. This is what they made in the aftermath of that banning. But I mean, fairly plain jerseys, but nostalgic, reminiscent. If I got to buy one or the other, I'm not getting the white. I'm getting the teal.
Yeah, the teal looks way better.
Way better.
If I'm looking at this right here.
Now, at some point, and I want to say that point was like early 00s, maybe a little earlier than that, they go to the black on black. That doesn't look bad either. But all of this pales in comparison to my favorite Jaguars jersey of all time. That is the teal colorway, teal on teal, color rush.
Oh,
from a couple of
Color
years
Rush.
ago. Yeah. You don't like that one?
I don't know, man. It was too much for me.
I liked it a lot. Now, people hate the mustard Jaguars jerseys. But I feel like in due time, they'll come to respect the mustard jerseys like fans respect the creamsicle jerseys out of Tampa Bay, which made their return last year.
They're kind of cold.
The creamsicle
Tampa Bay ones are
I
kinda
hate them
cold.
to this day. I hated them back then.
Nah, they kind of cold.
I
man.
hate
I'm not
them
gonna lie to
to
you.
this day. I hate them.
Sorry, I wasn't ready.
Yeah, you're really.
To this
day. You got to get on your game.
I don't multitask well. Wrong
Now,
industry to
that
be in.
being said, as much as I dislike the creamsicle Tampa Bay jerseys, I do think the old school Houston Astros striped jerseys are kind of tough. That's a decent jersey. Look at you feverishly Googling
man.
because you just weren't living through it.
Striped jersey. Here we go.
You didn't experience the old Astros jerseys from the 80s.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But okay.
There's a lot of stuff happens, a little brown, a little orange, some off-white. But I like it. It looks very 70s. It very much looks like what your grandparents' house would have looked like when you were a young kid. You go in there and you see things hanging on the wall.
Ooh. Hey, man.
What are you looking at?
The 80s Denver Nuggets.
Kind of cold. I like it.
Hey, man. Y'all, hey, they was doing a little something back then.
I like it. What about the baby blue
Don't say it.
Milwaukee Brewers jerseys?
Okay. I had no idea where you were going.
Now, a couple of teams are able to pull off baby blues. We don't have to talk about the Titans in that respect because the Chargers do the powder blue really well, whether they're old throwbacks or the regular current jerseys. But baby blue Milwaukee Brewers jerseys, I forget what years specifically that was from, but I remember like Paul Molitor and those guys wearing them.
You know what this looks like?
It's a tight one.
You know
I
what
like
this
it.
looks like? This looks like this would be on an extra on another 80s sitcom that I've watched now.
Yeah.
Called Mama's Family.
Okay.
This looks like extras on that show would be wearing this right now. Or maybe Vinton. I think that's the son's name. Vinton.
I didn't know you were watching Mama's Family. You got to tell me when you switch up these TV shows.
Yeah.
Mama's Family was early 80s.
Yeah. That's what this feels like.
And it was kind of in the aftermath of the Archie Bunker show. Was All in the Family.
I could see that. Well, hold on. The two were...
They weren't connected. I don't think they were connected as characters. But what I'm saying is you had the success of All in the Family.
Yeah.
And then they tried to do like a female Archie Bunker.
I could see that. I laugh.
Just, I don't think it's as racist as All in the Family was. That was their thing. You could laugh it off, but their gimmick was to be racist to everybody on television.
You got straight to the... No circle talking.
No circle talking here. He's just name calling people on network TV. Yeah, Mama's Family didn't do that. She usually aimed her barbs at her son, right?
Yeah.
Maybe her daughters occasionally. Yeah, Vinton Harper. But we're off
the
topic
Brew Crew,
here.
Yeah, the Brew Crew feels like
You'd wear that.
no, I wouldn't wear that.
What?
It's fine, but I wouldn't wear that.
Do you have a favorite throwback from any team?
Hey man, y'all gonna hate it because I thought that's where you were going. You said baby blue.
Okay.
Listen, those Houston Oilers jerseys.
I think this is allowed. Go ahead, finish.
It's a shame they didn't win a championship in those jerseys. Those are championship level designs, colorway. I mean, there's so many things you could do with that. There's a small part of me that would have been okay being a Houston Oilers fan because, boy, them things are alive.
I don't got beef with you and your Houston Oilers love, despite the connection to the Nashville Titans.
Yeah.
It's a different team. It's a different team.
They just wore those
The
jerseys
Houston
this past year.
Oilers.
Yeah.
I understand. They shouldn't be allowed to wear those as throwbacks.
They're cold, though. I'd fight tooth and nail to wear them, too.
It's like the
if I were
Ravens.
them.
The Ravens can't wear Browns throwbacks.
Why would they?
Because they were the Cleveland Browns.
No, why would they want to? Let me change up the answer. But okay, I get it. You're right. Good point. What about you, Aaron?
Well, my favorite throwbacks of all time?
Okay.
86 Mets. That's just a nostalgia play for me.
Okay.
I mean, I was a young kid. My team winning the World Series against the vaunted Boston Red Sox. Mookie Wilson through the legs of Bill Buckner. The blue jersey with the orange and white piping on the side.
Okay.
And the script Mets across the, whoa. Doc Gooden's retired jersey. Oh, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, when I saw that the Jaguars announced that they were going to be doing the throwback jerseys, I went a little bit of a window shopping. I didn't buy anything, but I pulled up Mitchell and Ness's Jags throwback page. Are you familiar with Mitchell and Ness?
Yeah, man.
Anyone who's into like sports, clothing, hats, that kind of stuff, jerseys, you're familiar with Mitchell and Ness. It's one of the better brands out there selling the stuff. Mitchell and Ness /team/NFL/Jacksonville-Jaguars if you're looking for the exact URL. Sorry, I can't just give it to you like that. It's a lot of words. But man, is the inventory looking good. Man, is the inventory looking good. They got this head coach hoodie. Now, granted, it's for $110. So a little bit, a little bit out of the price range for your buddy Aaron. Maybe you got it like that. Maybe you've got $110 to spend on a hoodie. But this one's kind of cold. You got the teal from the bottom up to about the chest level. You've got the gold piping across it in the middle, script Jacksonville Jaguars above it, and then above that, you've got the off gray with the little Jaguars head over the heart. That is a tight-looking jersey. Happen to love that one. If I was going to buy one and cost wasn't a thing, I'd be going there first. They've also got some replica jerseys, the 97 Baselli jersey. I'm just not a fan of this jersey. If this is what the throwbacks are going to look like, I think the Jags could have done better. I get it's a nostalgia play, 30th anniversary. I get true Jags fans who have been with this team forever see this jersey and they think, back in the day. So I understand why they're doing it. I just don't think it was the tightest Jags jersey to ever exist. If I was going to do choice number 2, though, I'm going the heavyweight satin jacket. Now, unfortunately, it's even more expensive than the Coach hoodie at $110. The satin jacket is $150. But it does look tight. Again, you got the teal, you got the black piping around the elastic and the cuffs at the bottom. You've got the black shoulders with the white stripe on the arm. You got the AFC logo on the right side. You've got the Jaguar head on the left side. And that one is definitely worth your attention. But I'm curious how you guys feel about these throwbacks that you're expecting to see this year. Does it give you the nostalgia? Or if you weren't watching in 96, if you're a 30-something, maybe you're a little too young to enjoy football back then. If you're a 20-something, maybe you weren't even born yet. Do these throwbacks do anything for you? Or is it still cool? Curious what your thoughts are on that. 904-362-9901.
One more, Aaron.
Yeah.
Not a throwback, but kind of.
Okay.
The Minnesota Timberwolves.
Oh, you still want to go? Because I can get with a few of these. Are you talking about the deep blue with the green lettering that say Wolves? Late 90s? What are you talking about?
No, it does say Wolves. So it's not a throwback per se. It's more of an alternate jersey, but it's kind of throwbacky.
It's currently alternate jersey?
because it was like a special. I think it was when
You talking about the gray one?
Mm-mm. They had a Prince-inspired one, so it was black and purple with the Wolves thing, because he's from Minnesota.
Yeah. He also loves basketball.
Super cold.
I understand Minnesota's cold, yes.
Cold design.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Minnesota.
No. Cold area as well, but
all right, so this has like a purple-pink tint to it.
right. Black jerseys, though. I'm a sucker for black jerseys.
It looks very GTA.
Oh.
Little Grand Theft Auto.
And that does bring me to the final. I mean, that was almost a great segue, like you were inside of my head. And I'll be real with you. The Miami.
Oh, the city jerseys?
Come on, man.
They're tight.
Stop playing with me.
It's not really a throwback, but it's a great alternate.
Stop playing with me.
A couple more throwbacks I love, as long as we're going there. I was a big fan of the Denver Broncos when I was a teenager.
Okay.
I love John Elway. Those orange jerseys bring me back to being a kid. They're kind of ugly, but I do love them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind them at all. As far as football teams go that I'm not a fan of, that I like their throwbacks, I think the Eagles do it right. The Eagles throwback, you'll see it this year. They'll wear it again. Eagles do it right. The old school Pittsburgh Pirates 70s uniform, it was like the yellow hat with the black stripes across the top.
Yeah.
And then all black jersey. You like the black jersey, black shirt, black pants with yellow piping.
Piping?
Yeah, like the lines down the side.
Nah, no.
You don't like piping.
Yeah.
That's fine. You're allowed to not like it. A lot of people like the Boston Bruins hockey jersey from back in the day. I really couldn't care less about it. Another one that always comes up, the 85 Patriots jersey. It almost looks like a sucking candy, a little peppermint. It's red, but the helmet is white, and it's got the red stripes on it.
Oh, my bad. I'm thinking of the old school Patriot that's hiking the ball.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the jersey, though. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the helmet.
The jersey is red. The helmet is white with the
you.
guy hiking the ball. Yeah.
I got you.
A lot of people like that one. I'm not really into it, though. Other than that, like, there's not too many that stand out in my head. Obviously, the Houston Oilers you mentioned. I don't know. Maybe the Lions had it nice back in the 60s with the all blue and then the silver helmets. They'll go back to that on the throwback every once in a while. You had mentioned powder blue. Another team that did powder blue pretty well, Kansas City Royals.
Oh, okay.
And baseball. They did the powder blue pretty well. I don't know. If I had to choose absolutely one, for me, it's 86 Mets. That's just me. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. When we come back, Merill Hoge is once again drinking the haterade when it comes to quarterbacks in the 24 draft. I want you to guess who he's talking about.
Hi, everyone. Terry Norvell here, along with Patrick Young from the Young and Norvell Show.
Our show is going great, and we are looking to grow the show with some new advertising partners.
If you're a business owner looking to market your product or service to a male, high-income, and college-educated audience, we are the show for you.
Just reach out for more information with a call or a text to 904-305-7526.
That's right. I'll get in touch with you, and we'll put together a budget-friendly marketing plan on our show exclusively for your business. Call or text me, Terry Norvell. That number again, 904-305-7526, and let's get you on our team.
Are you a real estate investor or have considered investing and want to know where you can put your money that offers solid returns and protects against market volatility? It's Rich Jones. I want to introduce you to DLP Capital, CEO and founder Don Wenner.
For more than a decade, DLP Capital has delighted our investors with consistent double-digit returns. Through the smart, conservative real estate investment strategy our company is built on, we have been able to achieve this with monthly distributions and tax shelters so our investors can keep more of their returns.
Dial ** invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Let's go! Cheer the Jacksonville Sharks on to victory as they fight against the Las Vegas Nighthawks. This Saturday, April 20th, 7 p.m. at the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. With tickets as low as $15, you can't find Saturday family affordable fun for everyone anywhere else. Dig out your old outfits for the Sharks Decades Night. Find that old members only jacket or favorite flannel shirt. Let's go! Tailgate early at 5 p.m. at the Shark Fest pregame party. Post-game autograph session with the Shark Attack Dancers. Don't miss the game this Saturday, April 20th, 7 p.m. at the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Be a part of indoor football fun and exciting non-stop action. For tickets as low as $15, call 904-621-0700. That's 904-621-0700. Or visit jaxsharks.com. That's JAX Sharks.com. Don't forget your hairspray. Let's go.
Spring has sprung, and tax return season is here. Now's the time to beautify your home by replacing your old windows with new energy-efficient, easy-to-clean windows from American Window Products. Keep the summer heat out with special glass packages, including low E3 and argon gas. American Window Products only uses the highest quality products and professionally trained employees to install. Call now to find out why they were voted the #1 window company in Jacksonville. 731-2247 for a free estimate, or visit AmericanWindowProducts.com.
Snyderman, can you jump really high? Can you turn invisible?
Can you see me now?
Yes.
Then no.
Then what makes you a superhero?
Our AC is out. Duty calls, kids.
If your AC is running but not cooling, making loud noises, or your home's too humid, now you can schedule an appointment online at SnyderAC.com.
You're my hero, Snyderman. CAC 1813307.
My son and I just built a rabbit hutch for 2 bunnies he got the girls for Easter. That gives them a dog, 3 cats, a snake, a gecko, and 2 bunnies. At Zerez, we love pets. If you're a pet lover and need some help cleaning up after those furry friends, give Zerez a call. For April, Zerez is offering 25% off on all floor cleaning services. That's 25% off the cleaning of your carpets, tile and grout, vinyl and wood floors, and your area rugs. Zerez, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zerez.
Investigative journalism. It's the difference between the Action News Jack style of news and everyone else's.
I'm Ben Becker. This scam is targeting residents on the South Side.
We investigate so you're crystal clear how a story impacts you.
I'm Emily Turner. Look at the fine print, because you're still getting billed.
Because our reporters don't just tell you what happened. We break down how it affects you and your neighborhood, which is why people are putting their trust in us. Action News Jacks at 5 and 6. It's local coverage you can count on.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm? I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Ew. Gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in 1 wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Hey guys, we're the Twin Peaks Girls. Come have lunch with us every Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And listen to the Young and Norvell Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. Last segment before we wrap it up for the day. Brian, I've held this one because I wanted you to play along here. I don't know if you remember a couple of weeks ago, we talked about Merill Hoge, former Pittsburgh Steeler, former Chicago Bear. He was talking about Caleb Williams begging the Bears to not draft him. He was basically saying, please don't trade Justin Fields. Do not draft Caleb Williams. There are red flags. He's like the only guy saying this stuff. And so a lot of people thought he was drinking the haterade. Well, it turns out that wasn't the only quarterback he thought poorly of. I'm going to play you a clip, Brian. You tell me who he's talking about.
There's no way from a GM perspective, if I was in charge and I got to make the choice, and I was in the top 5 and he was sitting there, I would not draft him.
Would not draft. If he was in the top 5 and I was sitting there as a GM, I would not draft this person. Who's he talking about?
J.J. McCarthy.
You think he's talking J.J. McCarthy?
I hope he is.
All right. Here is Merill Hoge with his analysis on one of the quarterbacks in the 2024 draft.
Drake May will get you fired. Drake May's the kind of player gets you fired. And especially you draft him in the top 5, top 3, he's going to get you fired. And let's use the process and accuracy. Malik Willis might be the only guy I could think of that is as erratic.
Malik Willis and Drake May is the comp.
As Drake May. It is, I studied him for 2 years. His last game, the NC State game, was the most embarrassing display I'd ever seen from a guy who's supposed to be an elite franchise quarterback.
Wow.
Yo, Aaron, before you played that, I almost said, hold up.
Yeah.
Drake May. I almost said, hold up before you play it, but okay.
Yeah.
Man.
Listen, Merill Hoge, not a fan of Drake May.
When I watch Drake May, first of all, he lumbers. He's not letting me.
Lumbers.
When I watch Drake May, first of all, he lumbers. He's not letting me see some of his runs. People think his athleticism will translate. No. People want him to run, and they will bust him up. He won't last till week 10. He has elongated motion, short, intermediate, long, doesn't matter. In fact, I was talking to a good friend of mine about him the other day. Here's where I got TV lies and highlights really lie. You could put a highlight reel together that is mind-boggling because he makes some of the most spectacular throws.
This is what people are saying. They're saying he's Justin Herbert Part 2. Oh, come on.
That is mind-boggling because he makes some of the most spectacular throws. Okay, so I'm not taking away that he can't make some throws. He just can't make them on a consistent basis, and he doesn't do it in college. If he doesn't do it in college, there is no way on planet Earth he's doing it in the National Football League.
It's not a bad point from Merill Hoge. If you can't do it at UNC, you ain't doing it in Washington or New England. Oh, come on.
Yo, Drake May said, you got to see me outside, man.
I think he did.
Nah, you got to see me back outside.
Unfortunately for Drake, Merill wasn't done.
You know, when I heard him say, well, it's better to game plan with me than against me, I mean, it just tells me he has absolutely no idea what he's about to walk.
Do you think Drake May maybe dated Merill Hoge's daughter or something?
This is more than...
This definitely feels personal.
Into absolutely no idea. People would be grateful to. People won't be able to look it up. People will be excited about game planning him, and they'll find all kinds of ways to erode a lot of the weaknesses that he has and disturb him. There's no way from a GM perspective, if I was in charge and I got to make the choice, and I was in the top 5, and he was sitting there, I would not draft him.
Would not draft him. That's cold. Cold stuff from Merill Hoge. We'll see if it comes to fruition. But you know I love the toxic scouting report. They will love to game plan Drake May, is what Merill Hoge said.
They would love to.
They said they will beg you to run because you lumber.
They'll bust you up. They will bust.
Yeah, that's what it'll sound like.
Holy smokes.
Merill Hoge out there. Forget throwing strays. That man is throwing rocket launchers, missiles, bazookas.
I want to battle rap Merill Hoge. He will say your name.
That's it for the Aaron Schachter Show. For Brian Middleton, for Aaron Schachter, for ESPN 690. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjacks.com.
The future of medicine is here at QC Kinetics. QC is the nation's leader in the most exciting revolution in pain management we've seen in decades. Regenerative medicine. Hey, everybody, it's Brent Martineau. If you're tired of achy joints, if your joint pain is keeping you from doing what you love, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Surgery, steroids, drugs, these are no longer your best options, and that's a good thing. Regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics is transforming lives with innovative treatments that deliver lasting results. Check this out. We're talking natural biologics, using your body's own power to repair and restore damaged tissue. QC Kinetics is under the leadership of National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkupp. Dr. Scheinkupp is a pioneer in his field with 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing. He wants to get you relief with a needle, not a knife. All you have to do is get a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522, 904-274-5522, and Mandarin and Ponte Vedra Beach, 904-274-5522.
Why settle for plain old vinyl?
when the Fibrix window from Renewal by Andersen is twice as tough. It's also Energy Star's 2023 most energy efficient window. Right now, save $300 on every window and save $825 on all patio doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. Restrictions apply. Minimum purchase of 3 units required for discount. Renewal by Andersen, a better way to a better window. Visit rbafla.com. License number CGC 1527613.
Bueller Air Conditioning presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, a corporate management manager from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Les Blankston.
Hi, Bob.
That is a remarkably beige suit there, Les. Tell us, why are you on the show?
Well, I just replaced my old air conditioner with a new one from Bueller, and I'm just so comfortable these days. I wondered, am I cool now?
Let's find out, Les. Go ahead and spin the wheel.
That's right, Les. By upgrading your old AC to a more energy-efficient model from Bueller Air Conditioning, you'll save money, save energy, and proudly show your family that you are cool.
Ooh, do you think I should get a mohawk?
Pace yourself, Les.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential. But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free.